All right, we are here in East Rutherford, New Jersey, home of the New York Giants in the shadows of MetLife Stadium. We are here for my 26th team visit. This will be the last stop of my training camp tour. Hope to cover the other 6 teams that I missed in some form or fashion over the next few days. But I do have 5 takeaways from Giants camp. My first takeaway: the quarterback room's a really healthy place, and that's a good spot to start from if you're the Giants based on what's happened in there the last couple of years. Russell Wilson's done a nice job of really setting the bar for work ethic, for professionalism. It really has settled things down in there, and the mix is good too. Jameis Winston, of course, has a unique personality that's kind of been a nice compliment to Wilson, and I'm somebody who was wondering how that was going to work. And then, of course, Jackson Dart has been just about everything that the Giants had hoped he would be coming out of the University of Mississippi. They really feel like they hit on one there. Now, he could wind up sitting out the entire 2025 season, could be redshirted this year, but they feel like there's a bright future ahead for Jackson Dart at quarterback. Takeaway number 2, maybe the best player on the team right now, this is all due respect to Dexter Lawrence, is Malik Nabers, who's had a freakish training camp, who's come back determined to build on what was a really promising rookie year. And one thing that he's done is he's really attached himself to the hip of Russell Wilson. And when I talk about the influence Russell Wilson has had on people in the building, no one's felt that more than Malik Nabers. In fact, close to the facility here, the Giants had their team hotel for training camp. Russell Wilson rented out a room at that hotel and set up his recovery and rehab apparatus. A bunch of teammates jumped in on that. Nobody was more fully bought in on that than Malik Nabers. And the two have spent time away from the building too in order to try to build a rapport. I would be pretty surprised if health permitting, Malik Nabers is not having a monster year. And if he does have that monster year, that allows for the other pieces to fit the complementary roles. They have a couple of guys who are good pros in Darius Slayton and Wayndale Robinson. At receiver, Theo Johnson could be a real matchup problem at tight end. And of course, Tyrone Tracy had a really nice rookie year at running back with Cam Scatabo joining that room now as well. Takeaway number 3, if there is a position group that's going to swing the season one way or the other, I think everybody here knows it's likely the offensive line. They're cautiously optimistic about where Andrew Thomas is. He missed all of training camp. He's coming back from a bad foot injury, a Liz Frank fracture. They are, again, hopeful that he'll be out there for week 1. Will he be back at his Pro Bowl level? We'll see. So much of what they do on the offensive line hinges on where Andrew Thomas is at. But if he plays well, they feel good about where they were the first 6 weeks of last season with that entire group back. Things kind of fell apart after Thomas went down, but with Andrew Thomas, John Runyon, John Michael Schmitz, Greg Van Roten, and Jermaine Illuminor out there, they felt like they got a good level of protection early in the season from their offensive line group, that rebuild offensive line group, and that group returning intact, coming back to build off of that should be a good thing, again, if they can stay healthy and get Thomas fully healthy. Takeaway number 4, on the other side of the line of scrimmage, you have a real legitimate strength now with what they're going to be able to bring to the table from the defensive front. Dexter Lawrence is maybe the top interior defensive lineman in all of football and all pro last year. And then alongside him, you've got 3 edge rushers who I think all have a chance to have big seasons. Brian Burns has had an awesome summer. He looks way more comfortable in his second year in Shane Bowen's defense. Discipline, work ethic, all of it, you're getting it from Brian Burns, who's setting the tone for his group. Abdul Carter, you already see the freakish ability off the edge, which is why he was a top 5 pick. But on top of just that, you have what they believe is real 3-down ability there, even if they don't have to use it because of their depth at that spot. And then Kayvon Thibodeau could be a problem in matchups because they're going to be able to move him around some with the ability of Burns and Carter to play both off the line and on the line. So they got to stop the run better than they did a year ago. But if they can get into obvious passing situations, that Giants front's going to be a lot to deal with. And finally, takeaway number 5, if there is a most improved group on this team, it's probably the secondary with Javon Holland and Paulson Adebo coming over in free agency, one from Miami, the other from New Orleans. You can see the influence they're having on the younger players here. You're hearing this a lot from me, the atmosphere, younger players, older players in the building. It's in a good place right now. And I saw Holland and Adebo stay after practice with a couple of rookies today. to get one-on-one time with them. And there's been a lot of that over the course of the summer. And the hope is that it's going to help young guys like Tyler Nubin at strong safety, like Drew Phillips at nickel, and even like with the former first-round pick Deontay Banks. They're hopeful the lights come on there. He's battling Cordell Flott for playing time at the corner spot opposite Adebo. That could be a area where the Giants turn what was a little bit of a shaky spot in their defense into a real strength. And if the secondary is playing well, you got those guys up front, you might really have something as far as the foundation for a team that could surprise some people. Appreciate you guys coming out for all of these. This is 26 of them in the books. Again, we're going to try to get to the 6 remaining teams over the next couple of weeks before the opener. But again, appreciate you guys coming out.